Hi guys, I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how I'm going to prime the engine with oil. So this is on a GM 3.6 liter. This is how I'm going to attempt to do it. So down here is the oil pressure sensor gauge for the sensor. Need to find a way to make some more room here. Okay, so I was going to try to do that with the alternator still on, and that's just not going to happen. Alright, so there's our oil pressure switch. It's right next to our oil filter. You can see it's got a green plug on it. So we're going to take that out and try to tap into that. Alright, so let's cap the plug off. And have this oil pressure socket. Let's see if it fits. Perfect. Oh, there's some guns on there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're just gonna continue to ratchet that off. I think we might be finger loose now. Alright, there's our oil pressure gauge. Now, let's go see how we're going to do this. Okay, so this is supposed to be the same thread pitch as that, same size. So this is going to screw in to our oil pressure goes. It's pretty big. It's an odd size. It's like what do we got here? An M16 by 2. So the threads are M16, metric 16 by 2. So anyways, we're going to screw that into the block. Now, it's hard to find something that had a barb fitting on it, so I got mine with another inlet. Yeah, I cannot open anything with these gloves on. So I got this fitting, which is going to screw in there. So the inside, this is going to be a metric 10 by something. Metric 10 by 1, I guess. So 16, 2, 10, and 1. So now what we're going to do is I have 1/2 inch hose, which is obviously too big for my fitting. I was hoping to be able to get to the shoulders and just clamp this right on the shoulder. I don't know if we'll be able to do that now. So I really need that to clamp on that shoulder, so I think we're just going to have to back this out, and it's unfortunately just going to be what it's going to be. Alright, let's just push that hose on. And let's just tighten that clamp as far in as we can. I honestly got half a mind to just grind down a little so my clamp will tuck in there. I think that'll work. I'm not going to be pushing too much pressure through it. Alright, and on this end, we got a little drill powered pump. So I'm just going to hook my drill in here. It'll go like that. And I'm going to stick this end in a bottle of motor oil. And we'll turn it. It'll prime. And hopefully we circulate oil through the system. Alright, so we got our hole down there. Let's measure up how much hose we might need. So we're going to need to go down here, up to where Jill can get it. I'll cut it right about here. It should be good. Let's try this way. Okay, we've caught. Hallelujah. Now, I don't need this to be leak free. I mean, it'd be nice if it was leak free. But obviously we're just gonna take what we can. Alright, so it's in there. Sure it in enough. I think I like the idea of the hose coming out here. I can put my tool right there on it. So it's going this way. So this will go on here. I don't think there's going to be a lot of pressure in here, so I'm not going to worry about clamping this end. Okay. Alright guys, so the reason I want to prime the engine is because I just replaced the timing chain, tensioner, guides, phasers, everything's new. And I want to have oil pressure to the tensioners before I start it. Anyone who started a fresh chain swap is going to know it rattles and clanks, and it's not the prettiest noise. I don't want a chance of timing jumping. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Now this engine is new. It's got less than 100 miles on it. Maybe 100 now, but it's it came and there was a problem with it right out of the crate. Warranty work was paid. Obviously the labor was paid. The engine company replaced the parts. But it didn't fix anything. It still rattled at startup and throwing all kinds of codes. And it just came to where it was just too expensive to keep paying the shop to fix it. I told my friend I'd help him out and change it out for him. So we did everything brand new. This time we went with a name brand instead of, whatever cheap parts are put in by the engine rebuilder. So one of the phasers, I had a short not too long ago where one of the phasers wasn't locked. It was the intake on. You buy a manufactured engine, completely rebuilt. You expect to have nice and tight chains, new parts. You don't expect is for your new parts to not work. The right side, bank 1. I just put a wrench on the cam and I just moved it freely. So that was our rattle, was that phaser was clanking. But as I got it disassembled, I noticed on the exhaust cam, let's see if I can show you here. On the exhaust side, this tooth right here. Let's see if I can put this down. So on the exhaust phaser, this tooth was pushed into that cavity behind it, so it was pretty much locked and wasn't moving. So somebody really did a number on the rebuild before. Not to worry, everything's new now. Everything's in sync. I put the cam tools in the back of the cam that line up in the back here. And you got the one, so you set it to the second position and it's got the angled flats. The left bank, which is on this car closest to the radiator, tool went right on because I knew the front bank was fine. I wasn't throwing any front bank codes. Left codes was always a right. So I got the front lined up, and then I took everything apart on the right side, lined the tool up, set the timing chain back up, spun the engine, and everything is, tools go right on, no problem. So I know we're timed now. So I just want to prime the tensioners this time, just as a fail-safe. They hold better pressure when you prime them. So we're going to take the timing cover off. As you're going to notice, it does come out on a transversely mounted engine. I'll tell you the 3 worst things about this job. The alternator, the power steering pump, and the crank pulley. That's really the worst of it. I didn't even take the power steering reservoir part this time. I got that with a wires bungee cord, so when I'm working up here I can bungee it that way, get it out of my way. When I put the valve covers on, I just bungee it this way. So really it's not that bad. I took my time with this, but anyways, let's get down to brass tacks here. So we have our engine up here. Our timing's all set. Put it in a full rotation, and now I just want to prime it. So we got our tool. There we go. Off of the oil pressure into our thing and going into our oil. Everything's moving. Here we go. If you look, going there. Oh, and definitely see oil flowing through the tensioners. Perfect. Look at that oil. Perfect. Look at that mess. I'm not worried about the mess. I'm just worried about oil getting through the tensioners and everything. And we got it. Okay. So there is our handy dandy oil tensioner. Looks like a charm. We did get oil to the top of the engine, and we got it coming out of the tensioners. My goal is done. So that's all I'm going to do in this video. Sorry I didn't take you along for the ride on the timing chain. I really just wanted a quick, just to get the job done quick, because I got a lot to do on my Chevy OBS. And I can't do anything with that until this puppy's gone. Alright, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if it helps you out. Gives you something to try in the future. Thanks for watching.